Welcome to the UGASports Watch Along Show with the head coach, Jim Donnan. I am Dayne Young. In Radi Nabulsi seat today, we have Brent Rollins, my co-host on Film Don't Lie. We are getting set for Georgia versus Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl, and we'll acknowledge all the things that have happened in New Orleans and why this game got pushed back to today at 4 o'clock. But we're also going to have a show and have fun with this and talk about football. That's why we're here. We like to be an escape for all the other things, and let's celebrate what this game is and what this Georgia team has done. I'll mention sponsors in a second, Coach, but I want to open the floor to you. Georgia, Notre Dame, fighting through. You didn't know when the kickoff time would be, everything that's happened this week. Difficult challenge for the coaches and the players. Getting into the stadium once the football game starts, it's going to be the most normal this has felt, right?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a distraction, like you certainly we're going to mention about how tragic what happened, but like if you go to a game and your plane's late or your buses don't show up, or you got weather problems leaving town, you always have to have a plan. But for this one, for the game to be delayed a day, we had one situation I think earlier in Kirby's career where we're supposed to play South Carolina, and then we ended up playing them on a Sunday instead of a Saturday because of
it was a hurricane, right?
Hurricane,
yes.
And
I remember that.
So you got to work around the logistics of it. But looking forward to the game today, and glad to have Brent here giving us some insight. And how do you feel about the matchup today, Brent?
Can they slow down Notre Dame's running game? They is in Georgia. And obviously the story of the game, which what they're talking about on TV right now, is Gunnar Stockton now joins Jake Fromm as first-time starters against Notre Dame. So what are we going to see from Gunnar? What can you see defensively? How does the team around him elevate their own play? I think those are the things we want to see.
Yeah, now one thing that I would mention about Gunnar having a little inside track here is the fact that he has played against a premier defense for 3 years. His first year, he was the scout team quarterback going against that 2022 defense, and then last year he was out there as a number 2 and 3 quarterback, alternating with Vandergrift going against the number 1 defense when they go 1 versus 2 in practice, and then this year almost exclusively going against the number 2 defense with Beck out there. So I think it's just a lot of what he's already seen, and the one thing that I'm going to be really, and we've heard so much about it, about our receivers, today's a chance for you to really show what it's all about. When you get recruited, you say you can beat a guy one-on-one. Notre Dame's going to challenge us with man-to-man defense, and we've got guys that are capable. We've had some drops in Auburn. We've had some situations occur. But the one thing that you and I have talked about, and also Dayne, we are a premier pass-blocking team, one of the best teams in America running the pro-style protection. And if they think they're going to be able to get to Stockton with these different blitzes, I just don't see them doing that. I just know that we're too good at picking them up. They might do it occasionally. We get a bust or somebody. But I like our protection against these guys. How about you?
Very much so, especially when you consider the fact that Notre Dame's best pass rusher, an interior defensive lineman, Riley Mills, is not playing and is not playing the rest of the playoffs. That was a massive loss for them. Now, granted, they got 56 Howard Cross back against Indiana, and that, another game under the belt for him, and he was a great player for them a year ago and one of the better players early in the year. But 99 not being there for him, that's a big deal. I do think we're going to see more of the young freshman, Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's going to be a matchup.
That's going to be interesting. But I agree in terms of protection.
How's Truss going to do with that? And also if he goes and flip-flops to the other side and goes against Freeling. But getting back to our defense versus their offense, it's been, whether you're a study football or just read about it, everybody's convinced that Georgia can't stop a running quarterback. And for some reason, they've had some trouble with it. But we talked about it before. We tried to stop too much of the run against Tech, and they killed us throwing the ball. And consequently, they had so many more opportunities. So I don't think we're going to zero in on just stopping the quarterback today. We got to be mindful of the play action pass, and they can hurt us with it. Riley Leonard's good at that.
Very much so, and it's one where Notre Dame's offense isn't like Tech's. It isn't like even UMass or Mississippi State in terms of how they use formations, motions, and true quarterback read game. There are a lot of times with their quarterback run game is power. It's finding lead blockers. It's the running back being a lead blocker for the quarterback, and that's going at the defense, and that to me is not something that's going to work as much against Georgia's defense. Now, granted, Notre Dame has had some time and might bring in some elements that you saw, especially within Georgia Tech's run game, but those aren't things that, especially if you're truly reading things, it's not things that you just all of a sudden put in and are good at.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is, in a game like this, when you've been off, how do you tackle? We haven't been hitting live and protecting the football. I mean, when we've been good about eliminating turnovers, we've been really good all year. And Notre Dame thrives on that. They're one of the best teams in the country, intercepting passes, recovering fumbles. So we've got to do a good job of protecting the ball. And the other big question is the kicking game. We lost our tremendous punter, Thorson, who has just been unbelievable for 2.5 years, just almost unreturnable. And now we're going to have a true freshman punting in his first game. And I never will forget my first punt in college in an NC State in the new stadium went 68 yards, but the guy returned it 98. So hopefully he can kick it 68 and we'll get him down. But so, Dayne, real quickly, tell us about who's bringing us the show, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. We didn't have a game last week. 2 weeks ago, we went to the game over in Atlanta and enjoyed it. So, hope everybody's joining us today that can't be there in New Orleans.
Yeah, so this is a watch-along show, and we'll give you real-time commentary with a little bit of a Georgia slant because that's the team that we all follow and know the best. And so you'll get that live here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching this. The show is free on all of those platforms because of sponsors who make it free. We could put this behind a paywall and make it only for UGA Sports members, but our sponsors didn't want that. They wanted it to be out there for all of our channels. So that's Morris and Dean, trial lawyers in Georgia, and you can use them if you're in Tennessee as well. Big Georgia fans. Also big Georgia fans, Athens Ford. If you're on the west side of Athens, go check them out. Red and Black Sports Water. That's what we're drinking here in the studio. And anytime that one of those is purchased, or a case of that is purchased, it helps Georgia's NIL efforts. Same with Bulldog Snacks. Go check out Bulldog Bar and the Bulldog Cookies with Bulldog Snacks. Shout out to My BLS, Better Life Science. They can help you learn what you're allergic to and keep you feeling good this time of year. And then ever since we've been doing the Watch Along show, Leon Farmer and his team with Yingling Flight, they've been sponsoring us and supporting what we do. Here's the captains on the field. Dan
Did
Jackson.
Did you say Athens Ford too?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did. There's a lot in there, trying to pack it in.
So, Coach, as we get the sort of coin toss here, the rest versus rust discussion, because we've seen that be a thing where the teams with rest haven't necessarily fared well. Now, granted, there's a talent, I think, discrepancy in some of those, but haven't necessarily fared well in the early part of these games.
Yeah, I think there's a real paradox there. Do you practice hard and really not rest very long, or do you take some time off, which we've done? Interesting enough, they've won the toss and deferred. I think everybody needs to be ready for this. Notre Dame has been very bad at kicking off all year. Indiana decided to fair catch some of these short kicks. Scuttlebutt is they might have a new kicker that maybe can kick it deeper, but look for Georgia to have a really good plan on his first kickoff return if they do kick it short.
And you get to see QB1 now. Gunnar Stockton first.
Yep.
Marcus Freeman played college football at Ohio State. He was the defensive coordinator at Cincinnati when Georgia played them in the Peach Bowl. He'd been on the coaching rise in the last few years and has done a good job to get Notre Dame to this status. They did lose to Northern Illinois early in the year, Coach, but have come back around a pretty easy schedule to get to this point. But
yeah,
still.
I mean, a good rallying point. I mean, they were down on them. They lost to Marshall a couple years ago early. But, anytime you win 11 straight in college football, you're doing something right. Challenged by certainly by Southern Cal for a long time and some other teams, but they made their hay very good against Navy and against Army. But this is a different ball team they're playing against. I look for the physical dominance up front to be the real issue in this game. I really think we can control the line of scrimmage. But, I always say, people ask you how you feel about the game. I feel like if we just play our game, I feel very confident we got a good shot to take care of them. How about you?
Same. Take care of the football, and I think talent wins out here. Now, we'll say, Coach, if you got this guy who's starting his first game in this atmosphere.
Just kicked off.
Is it a, hey, there you go, deep kick finally.
Well, they got a new guy, and they knew what they needed to do.
Do you want to take
I cannot believe how much we practice that kickoff return, and they bring a new guy in.
Do you want to take a quick throw, or do you want to just rip one and air one out as far as you can throw it kind of thing early?
Yeah, I think probably going to run some kind of bootleg or put a guy in motion, let a jet sweep, and anything to just get a quick early completion. So here we go. We're starting out with ETN back there. We probably get 50 or 60 shots of Carson today on the sideline.
Probably a few of the arm brace that he's wearing.
Quick pitch. Didn't block the edge there, Delp.
I think most people thought the first play would be on the ground.
Oscar Delp misses block cold.
Humphreys comes in.
Al Golden, kind of interesting scenario, was the head coach at Miami when James Coley was the offensive coordinator, so they got a good background together.
Anthony Evans on the field early. That was the operation, as you hear Chris Fowler. He's not doing this game, but that was not good there, not clean.
Somebody was supposed to fake or went the wrong way there, but
I almost want to say he didn't reverse out at QB. He opened up that way instead of reversing out.
Coach, when I watch this Notre Dame defense leading up to this, undersized compared to Georgia, but they're very fast.
Yeah, they are, and they got them where they want us here, 3rd and 12. I could see us going deep here.
That looked like interference. How was that? Yeah, somebody threw it.
Yeah.
As he went up to get that ball.
Who's that that he threw it on?
29, Coach. 29, Coach. And one of the things, and I saw a clip that Urban Meyer did on his show earlier in the week, talking about when he had Cardell Jones playing for Ohio State, that's definitely PI, but how throwing outside the numbers is a lot cleaner when you got the new QB in, and your likelihood of disaster-type plays much less likely.
It always is, and you also have the lesser tip passes and, zone read. Zone blitzes where linemen drop back in underneath. Those are things that worry you when you throw over the middle. But we got Cash in there.
On first down.
Reverse.
I say that usually means something interesting.
Gunner just got taken out on a block attempt.
I think the Cash in on first down and getting the ball is kind of a known thing right now. And that's
well, I like the call because just what you said, Cash getting the ball, and they think he's going to run it, and then they run a reverse off of it. Though, don't you think that was why they did it?
I think that's why, yes, but also I think teams know that they're not giving it to him the ball on first down. And if he's in on first down, it's there to do something unique.
2nd and 15.
So if you want to see something
There's
new,
a little bit different there, a little power formation.
That's much like that was the Peyton Thorne versus Georgia run play out of the diamond formation.
Coach, you're taking another shot here.
I don't know if you're going to take a shot, but maybe a layered route to the field here to the inside receiver.
This feels very draw to me.
It's the way to use a snap count.
Notre Dame brings 4 with the spy.
You don't have to throw it away.
That's a fumble. You just lost your field position there.
Other than the penalty, pretty rough start offensively for Georgia. Notre Dame flying to the ball.
And you talked about who can win.
That was a spy there, though. That 24 spied.
Yeah.
But
he didn't rush the passer.
You didn't see winning in the one-on-ones scenarios there. There was a lot of clamp down.
All right, early punt. Drew Miller. He's from Iowa.
Well,
they called it incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a fumble.
He hit the ball, hit his hand.
Like, that's a fumble. It should be back where the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, we got to avoid these lost yardage plays on first down. I mean, we had 2 first down lost yardage plays.
Yep.
First one on the quick pitch, the second one on reverse. I always like reverses into the boundary. It's better than to the field. Too many people can react to it.
So that was 5 plays for -1 yards, had the penalty for 15.
You know, you think, what are you going to see different? Like, how is Georgia's offense going to look different with the QB? It's not going to look different. There's going to be some wrinkles. We saw that with the diamond formation and a QB sort of power with the tight ends leading. You're going to see a few wrinkles, I think. But for the most part, you've got a guy who's practiced this system and this offense for 3 years. You're going to look basically the same and do the things that you've done with an occasional wrinkle thrown in.
Yeah, we haven't seen the bust like he did on the first rollout. That hurt us a little bit, but little nerves there. But you think about some nerves. How about this guy getting ready to punt?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The part about that, like, especially given what you've seen recently in some of these games and across this season in college football, the punting part, not as big of an issue for me, because I think instincts and repetition take over. It's catching the ball from the snap. That's the part that as much as anything would worry me.
Yeah, also worries me about the coverage because we haven't ever had to cover much.
I think the number was 9. In the last 2 years, they've had to cover 9 punts.
Not many.
That is not a lot.
A couple people in the chat. Sam, we have Corey from Atlanta. Just they want Georgia to throw to the tight ends. I think that's a way to get a little rhythm.
Yeah, anything you say will be right in the chat right now based on the way we started. But
Yeah.
There's not a lot of panic in here at the moment.
The only thing that I would have said that maybe right after you had that interference call, maybe just run we've played the whole game here, and ETN between the tackles is what gets us there. We haven't run him in between the tackles yet. Speed on the perimeter is what they do, and we've been working on the perimeter.
Good call, Brent. Fumble.
Wonder where these officials are from. Which league? Do you know?
I'll find out for you.
This feels like something Dash would tweet out.
12 yards difference.
Hey, you lost. I mean, unless this guy does. Which, by the way, the returner is very close.
Running to the kicker, 15 yards. That should be running in the kicker, automatic first down.
Well, running is. Do they still have
roughing the kicker
roughing.
is 15,
Yep.
automatic first down. Running is 5.
Yep.
34-yard punt. We're going to take the penalty either way.
I think he wants. Do you want to do 4th down again?
Of course
It's
he
just
does.
going to be 5.
Of course he does. With that kind of kick.
Big 12 refs. Michael Vandervelde, the referee.
Wonder if he's any kin to Claude Vandervelde.
So do it again. I will say that's still the pressure was. It wasn't like he wasn't close here.
Be glad your punter wasn't hurt.
I mean, that's a great point. And by the way, the thing about 30 rushing right there, how is that not 15?
Yeah,
I mean, his legs hanging out there and you destroy. I don't know how they differentiate that stuff.
Same way Texas wasn't targeting against Arizona State.
That was so bad.
what's Matt Austin saying?
Usually wrong. I've been listening to him in these bowl games, and he's been very off.
He said it should be 15 yards. He agreed with you.
Yep. I mean, I don't know how you don't call that as a 15-yarder. By the way, they did it again.
This is
15. They did it again.
This is 15 here now. It's got to be. That's 15 yards there.
How aggressive are they being?
He's taking a little bit too long to kick.
Yes, I think it needs to be a one. We're going to get the 15 here. Because he's 6'7", by the way. So the length there. I mean, welcome to college football, Drew Miller.
If that's not roughing the kicker, what is? God knows.
Running into it. Decline penalty.
I mean, we got to put somebody back on that guy.
How is that?
I guess he just went past him and fell down.
I mean, the first one was, I thought, should.
We've been used to kicking the ball a lot better than that.
So why did they decline it?
I guess he worried how close they are to blocking it.
I think that's at that point, it's just like, okay, let's just go play defense.
Little change here. We got, ball's in the middle of the field. Let's see whether they try to attack Harris.
No, he caught it. He can't throw it again.
No, he can't.
That's a penalty.
Just let them call it. They'll call it.
Right.
What a penalty fest in the first 5 minutes of this game. That's 4 on Notre Dame.
By the way, I don't know that I've ever seen a QB try to throw it again. Ever.
Dual threat, Brent.
I mean, yeah. By definition, right?
Lawson down, too.
Think he's nervous?
Michael Williams tipped it to Dalen Everett. Good job getting in his face. 3 penalties in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if Marcus just says, give it to
4.
Jeremiah Love and get what you get. One of the best running backs in the country there. We'll see how Georgia handles him.
The tip balls are actually going to be a thing today because with the way Leonard plays in the passing game, he is very much, and Dane and I talked about this on film, he's very much a one-read, throw it if it's there guy. So defensive linemen, I bet, worked a lot on if you're not getting there winning quickly, watch the separation of the ball and get your hands up early.
They have Smile Munden down here.
This is where we got to do the job on not get a penalty here for interference.
Get the ball.
Good rush.
2 quarterbacks not being able to operate because of the defenses.
Yeah. He will be a first-round pick. And he's
Jalen?
getting held. Greg just pointed it out. That's a hold, too.
Michael might be as well.
Yes, both of them. There's 3 first-round picks on the defense.
Short kick. No, that's pretty good.
At the 19-yard line. Malachi Starks.
Yeah, Coach, I think this play is going to be inside zone to Trevor Etienne. I think we can pretty well predict that.
We'll see. Something to him. Or throw it deep on 29 again. I like her chances. There we go.
Little Burma Road, Coach.
Good job.
This is a drive after the way this game has started. That or some variation of that is what your call is until it is stopped.
Might fake it to him and keep it.
He was out of bounds.
Ran a corner blitz.
Did he stay in bounds to catch the ball?
Good eyes, Brent.
Yep. He stepped out of bounds, but we.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, okay. The weight being put back on it.
Oh my! How close was that? So close. That's amazing.
He gets credit for the catch, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He called him out of bounds.
Back shoulder throws.
That's a good read by Gunner.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't even a call. He just threw the ball there.
Safety blitz.
Corner blitz or safety.
Reviewing it. Yeah, completion, pretty clear.
He caught it. It's just a question stepping out of bounds after he caught
By
it.
about that much, Coach. that little flexion of the foot.
But he
took
had
him out of bounds.
He had 1 foot in when he caught it.
One of the things we've seen in all of the playoff games so far is not so much teams winning the game in the first quarter, but whoever ends up being the loser of the game losing the game in the first quarter. And this is one of those games with the style of play where minimize the mistakes early and let the flow of the game finally kind of get in to where it should be, and they're going to be just fine.
Coach, one thing
you got a new quarterback. He needs to keep it down. What?
How much of an early offensive game plan, especially with a new quarterback, would have been scripted out, and then at what point does it become reaction to how the game is going?
I just don't think Bobo does the script like some guys. I mean, they got some things they want to look for early, but a lot of it's going to be based on, it's like what Brent said, running the ball that first down. I mean, the way the game has gone so far and reestablishing yourself, you might have 15 plays, but after the first 5, maybe those other 10 were a little bit more funky than what we had planned, and they got away from them. So you just got to call it based on what your team's capable of, and when everything's going a little funky, go more to your base stuff and make them defend it. But there goes, to me, a well-trained quarterback. You can talk about him being young and all, but he's got a running play call, and they run a corner blitz into it, and he just throws the ball to the receiver who recognized it. That's what you're looking for in it, Brent.
Yep. There's so much of, in this moment, the enormity of the game, where from the quarterback position, the results sometimes maybe not what you want, but is the thought process there? Is he clear of mind? Is he calm? And is he the decision-making piece as long as those things are in the right place, okay, I can live with that. I can live with the result. Maybe, if he makes a bad throw, darn. But if the thought process and all the mental part of it is there, then okay.
Yeah, here's the thing: quarterback play so scrutinized now, pros, everything else, but it's just
you got these quacks that just sit in their mama's basement and do film don't lie shows and draw on a screen and yap about players.
It's not my mama's basement; it's my basement.
Well, he gave him the first down. Gave him the first down, but no completion for any more yardage. I like Bell against these guys, though. He looks good. There you go.
Ran right into Delp there.
Delp, get your head up. You block the outside guy. We got to play. Lucky on a crossing route.
There he goes in motion.
Well,
8 is good.
we didn't have anybody on the dang safety there.
It's a thing with Notre Dame.
Who
and their
was it
defense.
that caught that? Was that Bell?
Yeah. Is they're so aggressive and play so forward thinking. They dare you to throw the ball down the field on them.
Well, he was going to try to throw one on 29 right here. He's out to the field. Although they're playing cover 2 behind it.
4-man rush. Bell over the middle.
Three catches already for Bell.
Great throw. Great throw.
Shot there.
Great throw. Put it where it needs to be between the linebacker, inside. Just the ball. Did it get tipped? Not really, maybe.
We'd lucky to catch that.
Yeah.
Bell to the sideline.
Cash evidently went to the locker room, hurt his hand potentially.
They can't cover us.
See, this is what Dayne and I talked about in Film Don't Lie in terms of who's going to be the guy that wins the one-on-ones. And Lovett was the one that I pointed to. I thought him in the slot against number 1 was a win for Georgia potentially, and that was the case on that play.
Nate Frazier in the game gets the first down.
The other thing I think Georgia's going to have to do in this game, based on how we've seen it early, is much like Boise the other night against Penn State. Boise brought everybody offensively in tight and brought defenders into the box. I think Georgia offensive line can handle Notre Dame's box, spread them out to run in this game.
Well, to throw, too. I mean,
Yep.
you can read.
Winning right now. Do whatever you want right now.
You can read the coverages a lot easier when they're spread. Here we go.
Take what's there. Take what's there.
So Dylan Bell went to the injury tent.
They got all those true freshman guys there. Maybe
Can C.J. Wiley sneak out there?
sneak out there a little bit.
Just didn't run quick enough there.
That's the thing that's you like the.
Oh yeah,
There we
good
go.
call. Here we go. We don't need them to help us at all. That's good. I love it.
Gunner doesn't have the wiggle and quicks that Stetson had. He's a north-south runner.
There's not many to do.
No, and
He just got to be himself. Hey, let's let him. He's not going to outrun anybody. I just think you got to make a more quick decision there. I like running the ball twice here.
Gonna
Not a
leave
very
it.
good run there.
3rd and 1.
Usually Mike Bobo would throw the ball here on some kind of play action pass to start the game, just to show them that we're getting all this information. Stop the run.
One of the things with Truss being as big as he is, Notre Dame's edge players aren't like long. They're 6'2", 6'3",
Well,
240.
one guy's 6'7", isn't he? That Bryce
30.
Young?
But like 44, who
Who's that false start on?
44 is the one to beat him. Like dealing with smaller, quicker guys.
Tate Ratledge.
It's back and forth here.
Christ.
First penalty for Georgia.
I
Notre
don't want
Dame
to
has
hear that's
4.
my bad. Senior. We were going to the left there.
Stemmed.
Are we still in field goal range? Yeah.
Yes.
Especially indoors.
This could be a draw. Atta boy.
Good job getting
That's a
first down there.
That's a great run.
Yes.
Wasn't a draw, but it's close to it.
Yep.
Just keep pounding it.
And every one of these runs, the read option, if Gunner wanted to pull one and keep it, becomes a little more of a threat.
That's a good block play there.
Ooh. Tate whiffed.
Four down. Keep running it. One thing you like to do is fake the quick pitch and hit the wheel into the boundary.
Good turnouts. Ooh. Good tackle by one. But that was a good job of him quickly getting outside, knowing where the leverage was.
Also, good rollout pass. I liked it. Fakes the pressure. Get up there and run the play. Don't let them get set. Bell back in, eh? They coming like crazy off the edge here. Watch the backside here.
Yeah, 8. That ball came out. Yep. That you got to see 8 creeping and coming right there.
You said it before, Coach. You said watch the backside, and they came from all over.
It was 8. 8 is the big hitter for them. I think he's the guy that caused the fumble. Yep. Helmet right on the ball.
Three-point play there.
You feel a little bit better about the offensive momentum, though? I mean, compared to the first drive. I know turnovers is how you lose ball games. I'm not trying to rationalize that, but
Yeah, I mean, we just got to play smart. That was a good. They went with their snap count there. I'd like to go on a hard count. I mean, they timed it up perfect. You can't have that many guys on your end of your side of the ball when the ball snap, you know.
And The other
penetration.
the other element with this coach, especially in the short yardage game, is him being under center right there. Like you take away any hesitation, any conflict from the defensive standpoint that the quarterback might be a running threat. That's one where I think keeping him in the shotgun, this is going to be one of those games where you do that because –
well, there's a good point as far as what the defense, but as far as the back, he got a two-way go when you can hand it to him like that. So it's it's third and short. You can't be worried about everything. But I see what you're saying. I mean, a lot of times they're saying why isn't the quarterback under center on 3rd and 1 because of sneak and all that, but that was 2. So, but the biggest thing is we knew, and you mentioned they're going to pressure us.
Yep.
And we didn't handle it.
They're in a commercial. I'm going to sneak a couple in ourselves. Athens Ford, it's on the west side of Athens. If you can't make it out to their lot, they will do a Zoom or a FaceTime and show you anything you want to see on the lot. They have a great selection of vehicles, and every time I'm on the road, I see more and more of the Ford Broncos, and they're so sporty. You can get multiple different trim levels depending on what you want, and I just think Athens Ford is fantastic with what they do. Big Georgia fans and longtime supporters of the UGASports Watch Along Show. Also, mybls.com. That's Better Life Science. If you want to know what you're allergic to, or maybe look this time of year, ticks are crawling around, you can see if you have Lyme disease or whatever may be causing some problems for you. And the knowledge is the best place to start. These are the guys that were really ahead of the curve on COVID tests when we really, really needed those 4 years ago. Almost 5 years ago now, and that's at mybls.com is where you can get those kits.
Got to make them punt back here.
They haven't established a run at all either.
I always see the mouthpieces pop out and come off of the helmets, and they're yellow, and I think, oh, the flag, but that's a mouthpiece in the middle of the field. With those type of runs with Notre Dame, I'm not as worried about the point of attack. I think Georgia's going to be very strong at the point of attack. It's the cutback. It's the much like against Georgia Tech where he's in the pile and then all of a sudden out of the pile that is more scary than the point of attack.
That mouthpiece is still out there, and a towel.
Yep.
Watch him throwing deep on 7 right here.
There's that one read.
Or a slant, Coach. But that's the attack point.
That's Faison. He gave Indiana fits.
Loaf.
That's it's like his length in the slot against the smaller, quicker guy. That's not a good matchup for Georgia.
They stay in the pistol, good amount. I mean, if they can get 4 yards on a first down there, they'll be very happy with that.
I'm happy with it, too, if I'm Georgia. I mean, just because don't give up any big plays. They're not going to 4-yard you to death. There's a good penalty there. I don't know if I could get set with 13 rushing me, would you?
That would be a little scary, Coach.
Under's looking pretty good on this game.
Offensive coordinator for Notre Dame is Mike Denbrock, who was at LSU before this.
Cincinnati, when they played us, too. He was coach at Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl. Screen. Hit him. It's obvious we got a little quickness on their defense, don't you think?
Yes, and
size
also,
and quickness.
Yep, winning at the point of attack, winning at the line of scrimmage right now, very much so.
We got to make sure this guy doesn't scramble on us.
They're going to go to the second quarter here and begin it with 3rd and 11. They're taking a break. We can do one more as well. Morris and Dean. So that is a law firm up in Dalton, Georgia. They also operate for people in Tennessee. So maybe if you're on the Chattanooga out of the border, if you have a injury case and you need some experts to help you, one, they're big-time Georgia fans. So they're helping anyone in Northwest Georgia, over in East Tennessee, some of the stories they have of how they've helped people just have unfortunate circumstances, you get compensated for those things. The thing is, when you call Morris and Dean, you're going to talk to them. You're not going to get some, paralegal, someone in the office that's going to have to get back to you. It's going to take a while. You're going to get one of the big dogs there. So that's morrisanddean.com. Also, you'll see that we are drinking the Red and Black sports water. This is Ben Nobles and Carl Sweat, couple Georgia grads, members of the Dog Vent. They've had a long career in the beverage industry, and the thing about this is really good. 6 raw electrolytes, so you can replenish fast. It is made from nature. This is not some purified tap water. And anytime that this is purchased, it helps Georgia's athletics with the Classic City Collective. Redandblack.win is where you can learn more. Well, Brent, a quarter of the way through this game, Georgia 58 total yards and a turnover. Notre Dame 16 total yards.
I'd say it was like 80 yards. I just looked a little bit ago. Yeah,
and Notre Dame had 5 penalties.
But hey, like I said, those other games, the teams lost the games in the first quarter. This is obviously just going to be an absolute knuckles on knuckles. Who makes the mistake? Who makes the one big play? Type game, and you obviously, if as a Georgia fan, you hope your team's the one making the big play. I do think, just looking at how Notre Dame's playing, they're playing exactly how you thought they would play. Playing very aggressive defensively. They're playing, man everywhere. You just got to keep winning, keep being accurate with the football, making sure that. And I think you're going to have to take a shot, like a true deep shot, at some point when you get into a 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2 type situation.
Let's also remember some of the factors that when Texas had such a big lead on Arizona State, how did Arizona State crawl back into it? It was running the ball, and then late in that game, Texas missed a couple of field goals. And This just feels like one of those games that special teams is not just critical. I think it may determine the game.
You got to like the fact they've only run 7 plays.
Yep.
Only problem is we didn't get any points.
There's Denbrock. Notre Dame will get the ball at the half. 3rd and 11. Ball in the 26. Would they just try the inside slant again?
So good play there, Malachi.
So Dayne, you remember that odd mirror stuff we talked about all the time in the Texas game?
Yep.
It's their go-to 3rd down coverage. And if you're watching at home, you see Georgia a lot of times on 3rd down. They rush 3 with 1 spy, another guy hanging around. If the back stays in, becomes a rusher. But it's to man up, 2 deep safeties, and make the quarterback the outside guys know they can then make an inside move, make the quarterback scramble, and then he's right in the face of the guy spying.
4th and 7, punt in the air.
Get out of the way because that is a short one.
We've got a good Notre Dame bounce.
5 needs to go away from the ball.
To the 22.
Because they're going to do what they did right there and try to pull him into the ball.
Early offensive stats for Georgia. Gunnar Stockton, 6 of 6, 42 yards. Trevor Etienne, 6 carries for 20 yards. Nate Frazier, 2 for 7. Dylan Bell has the 3 catches for 23 yards. And the turnover, obviously, being the most critical offensive error to this point.
I think one of the things Georgia's also going to have to do, especially from the under center look, is give the jet sweep with the way they play man so much. Give it one or two times just to see if you can beat them to the edge a little bit. But defensively, you're getting exactly what you want and exactly maybe what you thought you should get defensively. Notre Dame has done nothing.
Jeremiah Love's a really quality running back. He has 3 carries for 10 yards. So Georgia's thrilled to have done that. Riley Leonard, 4 completions, but 11 yards. And most of it on the one play to Faison.
So I wonder how that – I didn't look at the box score for that. Does the completion to himself where he caught it,
is that a throw and a catch?
I mean,
yeah, it has him as a catch for -8 yards.
Yeah.
So
impacting his own stats a little bit there negatively. But with Love and Price, and we mainly seen Love, it's not about, hey, we've shut him down. It's about the next play because the guy can take it 60 or 80 at any point.
Yeah. Our big deal this year, more explosive plays, runs than we've given up in a long time. So if we can keep them under 20 the whole game, we're good. And win first down. I mean, we've won first down every time, either penalty or, they got 4 yards one time. But they're not going to make a living dropping this guy back against us.
If y'all have questions for Coach Donnan, throw them in the chat. And when we have time, I'll get those to him.
Yep. Terrible field position. We could have. We stopped them 1st and 10 there, but they made it slant, and it's worth a lot of field position for them. So we're starting back on the 22 or something like that.
Yeah, right around there.
A lot of people came into this game discussing Georgia versus Notre Dame in New Orleans in that 1980 Sugar Bowl, and that was it was a different kind of football. It just wasn't as much passing. This feels like such a field position game, like football in the 70s and 80s.
Possessions at a premium. Like this is how much time is left in the second quarter?
14 minutes.
Yeah, 14 minutes. Like this is their third possession. So you're looking, depending on how this goes, it might be a less than 10 possession game.
He's going up top. Go on with it, Arian. Get one in there.
In the bucket, Coach. Drop that thing in the bucket.
How about that guy dropping the ball? I'm glad for Arian.
What's the flag for?
29.
29. For those out there, Coach said prior to the show, we're attacking 29. Oh, he still didn't tuck that thing well, but
what a throw.
Just put it in the bucket. And
look at the way he's carrying it right.
Yeah, it's just good thing the guy didn't attack the ball. What was the penalty for, though? Oh,
roughing the
passer right in the face.
Well, anybody says that guy can't throw. They're going to give a sideline warning, too. That play right there makes my mouth water because that's what I told you before the game. These guys, 29. I guess he must have run out of bounds.
39. Ooh, 39 is not going to be is going to be yelled at a little bit.
Did you run into the ref?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
What did we do?
Somebody on the sideline hit the ref, so they got a sideline warning penalty, I think.
Well, I thought we got more yards than this, but I guess we didn't. Here you go.
Turn.
That's a good tackle from the backside by 24.
One of the things from an offensive line perspective that I would don't turn the other way. You've missed the guy, fine. Turn forward. Get the next guy.
Yeah. Problem is we can't coach him from here, though. It'd be nice if we could, but
That's probably not the way you wanted to get on TV. Ooh, little wing T, coach. Didn't work.
Should have kept the ball.
There's the wrinkles that you're asking for.
I mean, that's old school wing T football right there.
Good thing about it, though, you got to reverse pivot and keep the ball. If he'd have kept it there, he'd still been running.
One of the things with Gunner on
Who's
the deep,
that guy they're talking about there?
that's the kid that ran to the ref that got the sideline penalty. With Gunner's deep ball, though, a lot more arc versus the lasers that Beck throws.
A little more catchable.
You could say that.
15, a lot better than 29. So our guy's the one that they ran into, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
I thought they called roughing the passer, but when they showed the replay.
Well, we got that, and then we had the sideline penalty too. So who knows? So Dash wasn't right. I think Gunner's holding. Money.
Whew. Started out a little more right, and then it was perfect. Exactly what it needed to be. Georgia's on the board.
So, Coach, what was amazing right before they threw the deep ball is I was sitting here thinking, I'm going to ask Coach if, as an offensive play caller, are you more, I guess, green light to go take those kind of shots when you know your defense is dominating?
Yeah.
Because it felt that. It felt time for that from a play calling standpoint because of how well the defense has played early in the game. Anybody hitting us up in the chat, Dane?
Yeah, they're discussing 39 and what happened on the sideline there.
He probably, unfortunately, did not become a fan favorite, huh?
He got a lot of airtime, as you mentioned, Brent, just not the way that you want to.
Not
right?
really how you want to get that one.
There were some questions of, like, typically, you hear sideline warnings, and it's a verbal warning, and if something else happens. But I guess the penalty was associated with this instantly because you made contact with a ref.
Which, by the way, I mean,
Good preliminary pick by me saying we could pick on 29. That's about all I've said.
money on the money, Coach. I don't. If I was the ref, I wouldn't even call that penalty. Huge play just happened. The kids are celebrating.
Super chat from Justin Farmer says the refs are blowing the game.
I mean, nah. I will say the first one should have been roughing the kicker. Like the first one, the second one I could get the running into, but the first one was roughing.
Notre Dame has 5 penalties for 38 yards. Georgia 2 for 25.
I mean, that's just
There's,
yep. That's not a good one.
we'll see a walk on or what?
I'm assuming.
Go down in trivia.
Somebody on Twitter, that poor boy's mama. Mom's probably a little mad at her son right there.
All right, we got to keep getting some special team stuff here.
Well, the thing with this game, Coach, is I feel quite confident that Notre Dame in the passing game, it'd be a coverage bust to get them an explosive play, or a missed tackle kind of thing off a slant.
Right.
It's about limiting those explosive runs. Just keep limiting the explosive runs. Make them throw the ball. Because what Notre Dame's going to have to do, they're going to have to start pushing the ball maybe down the field a little bit more and play action on early downs because they are having no success running the ball in early downs.
But you got to feel like 3-0, though. They don't need to worry about that too much. Yeah, still play field position.
Dane.
Yep.
What's that?
It sounds like the roster page for Georgia has crashed
Because everybody's like, who
are trying to figure out who that is.
Yes.
Great kick.
Woodring's going to be a Sunday kicker. Falcons could have used him last week.
He's if there's a Jeremiah Smith of kickers, Woodring is probably, if you're saying NFL ready right now.
I mean, it's a little bit different at that position. Yes, true, but he is definitely NFL. It's one of those things where you might be NFL ready as a high schooler a lot of times.
Yeah, and so is Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, so is he. He's a different animal. All right, Price is in now, not Love.
Screen pass.
Pocket movement.
Oh, that's a little duck of a throw.
Well, and they're sensing, hey, we're not blocking very well. We need to move our guy a little bit.
One play caller up top, one on the sideline. I don't feel like I see a lot of offensive coordinators on the sideline, unless it's the head coach.
We didn't play that very smart. Like that was just a check off. We ran to the gap.
And much like I was talking about with Georgia spreading them out to run, like Notre Dame's got to do the same if they want to be able to run the ball and move the ball. I think in Georgia is play more from a spread look.
Put him back where he fell down.
Tyrion Ingram Dawkins in the backfield.
Chaz playing the run well too. This is very much a game, too, for Aguero to be more of a factor in this game at star than maybe in other games based upon the matchup.
Double slot.
QB power.
Good Lord.
See, that's their QB run game is power. It's not read. You add the extra blocker with the running back. That's, by the way, that's why that running back's in the game, not 4 or 24. He's there to block. And that's just a good cut. Overplayed
Terrible by 3.
Overplayed it.
We practiced that like crazy, and he. How far was that? 30-yard run?
32.
He only needs 2 more. He's already over the 37 was over 37.
Christian Miller back.
Could have been a face mask on the end, too.
Yep. Don't ask Matt Austin.
Already 9 minutes to go. We'll try to run a corner route on 7 down here.
Everett right on it.
Everett's had a really good end of the season for Georgia.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has.
They're going to do like we did now to get a field. Although they're not very good on field goals, they're going to run the ball here. Try to get it closer.
Understand that as the matchup if I'm Notre Dame, but
Well, Brent, if you're right about the running back selection, this will be QB run again.
man, or screen. McLeod getting out there quick.
Munden out there.
Yep.
This hasn't been one of their strengths, kicking field goals, but I'm sure they'll kick it today because they're playing us. But
I think he's 8 of 15 on the year.
it's going to be a
I looked this up.
46-yard, 44-yard field goal.
Well, their kicker had been injured, right? And then he came back.
This is a guy that came back. He's a transfer from South Carolina.
Yeah.
8 of 15. I was right. It's a little bit different indoors.
Just inside the right hash.
It's much easier to kick indoors than it is when it's however many degrees.
That's huge for them.
Mm-hmm. Agree, Coach. Big answer drive for them.
32-yard run by Riley Leonard sets up the field goal, and we're tied.
And like you said, Coach, you'd practiced against the QB power look pretty consistently, and C.J. Allen was heading that way, reading it, but Leonard just cuts to open space.
Right.
Look at the stat sheet for Notre Dame. Riley Leonard, 6 of 8 for 18 yards throwing, 2 carries for 37 yards. Love is 3 carries for 10 yards. Price, 2 for 5. Faison, 2 catches for 21 yards. So total yards for Notre Dame right now, 70. Georgia, 128. Again, primary difference so far is the turnover down in the red zone.
That's when you look at a minimal possession game, one missed scoring chance instead of being 6-3.
Well, and with as much clock as been bleeding and as few possessions as there are, I'll just keep reminding people Notre Dame does get the ball to begin the third quarter. So
I just thought we'd be a lot more explosive against these guys. We just haven't made a couple plays there, but I thought we had busted some runs on them and, some more passes down the field. But
Coach, a couple of people in the chat are mentioning Georgia Tech and how it ran. You mentioned a little bit of this pregame, but can you kind of explain the differences, what they do?
Difference in Tech, and Brent can go into more detail. Tech runs a lot of more read plays where they run the zone read and the quarterback will keep it, or they run the outside zone and they'll keep it up underneath, or they'll run just a
lot more misdirection.
Any kind of a lot more motion stuff. These guys predetermined. The quarterback's going to run it no matter what. With the lead blocker with the back, or that one play looked like they checked off to a quarterback keep because we had a bubble defense and we didn't have enough people to tackle him. And then, as he mentioned, our linebacker overread the play on the power.
And that's the thing.
Going into the game, you got to say, hey, we can't let the quarterback beat us, and that's what he did.
And it's always one where how do you get that +1 using the quarterback in the run game? It's a lot of times in most these spread type offenses, it's reading an unblocked defender. But for Notre Dame, it's just using the running back as the extra blocker more often than not for them. Anthony Evans going with the
shorty shorts,
very short shorts there.
Georgia Tech and Notre Dame did play this season, and Notre Dame handled them pretty easily. It was in the
Benz.
Mercedes-Benz.
But
no Haynes King.
But no Haynes King. Yep.
No Philo either. Pyron played that game.
Paul Derringer has a question. Notre Dame's been very aggressive with reads on defense. Do you think that a tight end pop pass or something could be coming across?
Yeah, any kind of play action, if you can protect long enough, but they're penetrating their line. I think right now, just whatever you felt like was best for your team going in the game, call it. Because Notre Dame's getting a little confidence on offense. It's not going to be a 1-score game. You got to score.
Dogs start at the 25-yard line. Gets taken down.
Freeling gets killed. I just don't like this stuff here on first down. Play action, man. That was terrible.
Held on the football at least, but there's also there's a feel element that sometimes we talked about it, and that 44 was the one guy that off the edge for them. Young is there a little bit, but 44 was the guy who could actually do something for them. Middle of the field.
Break it now. Break it.
Get
break
upfield. Get upfield. Good job getting the first down.
Gets it right back. That's some confidence in your quarterback.
Yes. And, you think about back to
What do you
Texas.
mean by that? I mean, the quarterback didn't have any issue.
No, I'm saying that in a 2nd and 19 situation.
Okay. But hell, you got to throw it, don't you?
Sure, but
All right.
I mean, you don't have to. We've seen a lot of teams on 2nd and long run a ball.
I mean,
that
I just
Watts?
feel like he's shown a lot of confidence in the guy the whole game.
I agree.
Yes. And even
Well, you
going back
mean
to
you're
S-
worried about him a turnover? I don't want to be.
No, I'm not worried about it at all. I think he's playing great.
Even going back to the SEC championship game, there's been no. Hey, we're calling our offense. We're not calling our offense around the quarterback. Yeah. We're just calling our offense. But by the way,
I was
Watts,
just reacting.
interesting.
I was reacting to what Dayne said just because the guy's your starting quarterback, and he's. But you're just thinking you're worried about a turnover or what?
I'm
A
just
little bit backed up.
I'm saying a lot of times if you're playing conservative, you're not throwing across the middle that way.
Okay.
You're doing more things toward the edge, toward sideline.
Yeah.
I also think that just shows that Gunner has confidence in what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
The hard thing about this for all of us is it's easy for us to sit here and analyze why these guys do what and the players and all, but these kids are trying hard, and we just the coaches are running what they think, and we got a lot of data. It's just hard to make it happen out there on the field when you aren't playing as loose as we need to. We're playing a little tight. Maybe we'll get some first downs and start really attacking.
Speaking of data, Coach, right there you got some data that your tight end in a 2-by-2 formation could create some serious separation on their slot defenders. Like that's good. That bodes well for you.
Yeah.
Hey, go back later that my guy can win in those situations.
That was a 21-yard completion to Oscar Delp. Stockton starts the game 8 of 9, 130 yards.
See ya. Mr. Zach Klein, WSB guy. Most blatant fake injury you will ever see by Notre Dame. He was signaling for someone to come in. Nobody does that. Coach, did you have fun watching Bielema and Shane Beamer?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Have recreate a meme, basically? Oh, his shoe came off. And then he's like, oh, my hamstrings hurt. Nice. Got to run the football, though. They haven't been able to run it.
It's a good run there.
Yeah, good job, Arian. Attacking 8, who's physical.
Oh, he's fine.
His shoe
Hamstring's great.
Hamstring's good. It's just a shoe.
He hurt his shoe.
Get the first down here. Don't run a waist down.
Ooh.
They getting the run-throughs on us on the snap count. So what did he find out about Cash?
They showed him come back on the field. I didn't see anything on his hand when they did. Have Arian Smith, Oscar Delp, Dylan Bell, Lovett, and ETN, your skill guys.
Big turn down. Change up the snap count.
Gee.
The ball's behind him a little bit.
I hope we can block this punt, protect this punt better than the first two.
Behind him more than a little bit.
Yeah, it's a tough catch. Good coverage. How aggressive will Notre Dame be on this?
I would assume the same, honestly.
If I was them,
They
I'd
probably
bring-
feel pretty good about it. Though running into the kicker this time would be a first down. How about we just block 30?
About fake.
That or just one-step kick.
Punt is away.
Laser punt, you got to cover. Yep. By the way, that is not number 14. That's Jalen Walker wearing the extra jersey. That
Here it comes off.
Here it comes off.
Can't have the same number.
Because Arian's the gunner.
Yep.
Florida fans know all about that.
Jonathan Eason has a question for you, Brent. Thoughts on the second down quarterback run there?
You're going fast, and what you've seen with it thus far, which makes you want to kind of not go with it as much moving forward, is there's been some indecisiveness with it. Like Coach said, just make a decision, go. Either give it or pull it. But he's indecisive, and you get a little fumbling of the ball there.
Yeah, I'd rather go and run a quarterback power.
That's
quarterback draw.
Just get straight ahead. Get north-south.
Daniel Harris, what are you doing out there, son? I mean, seriously. Ugly. How open can you be?
It's a big drive for the defense with Notre Dame getting the ball starting the second half. I mean, it's pretty clear where if teams are going to attack someone in the passing game, they're going at 7.
Went out and up here on him. Good hit.
Yep.
C.J. Allen in the hole.
Yeah. That was a man ball type showdown. I'm just going to go straight at you and here, have at it.
Be nice to get a turnover here.
Red and Black Dog wants a holding call. Says Notre Dame's been holding the defenders.
Careful coming in with the head down like that, Dan Jackson.
Probably try to hit this guy in the flat here on the out route. Slot receiver.
Has to get away.
Tip ball.
Jalen Walker is abusing them.
Watch it fake. Holding. That kid's
That's
from
just effort.
Kid's from Roswell, too.
That's constant effort and fight from him. High motor guy. See that in his draft profile.
Punts away. Fair catch at the 13. Coach, I'm glad you mentioned watch the fake punt. Notre Dame, as Brent and I discussed on Film Don't Lie, very aggressive in fake punts. They have a lot of them. They go to it often. I don't know if that situation presented itself there, but
Right.
it's something to watch here in the second half.
Problem with that, both teams wise, is, you know, as hard as it is for the teams to move the ball, you know, you got to make them go the long way if you don't make it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, right now, field position just
Jalen Walker's been so effective in this first half. I have to think Notre Dame's going to consider just operating the offense away from him.
line up on sides. Throw it deep on 29 again.
I mean, it's very handsy right there. Both of them are.
Went on a fade to Luck.
Yeah, a little slot fade.
That's what you're talking about. That slots can't cover our tight ends, but he did a pretty good job there. But you're talking about over the middle probably.
Yes.
Lucky and Urosic in the game.
Roll out.
Try to get a little delay action.
Like he's holding him. I tell you, it's going to be a field position nightmare with this guy punting. This is the biggest third down of the year.
Dylan Bell's been the leading receiver so far in the game. Do they go to him here?
Way to drop roll.
Had to throw it away.
Same play. He threw the ball to Lucky against Texas.
Terrible series.
That was
I mean,
not optimal offensively. Clock did
the way
not
we've been
move.
running,
But
the way we've been running the ball a little bit, maybe first down run, but
the clock did not move whatsoever there.
they're coming with everybody but Freeman on this one.
Did he get one? He got one. There we go.
What a punt.
There you go. What, about 50-something yards?
To the 38-yard line.
How far of a punt was that?
I'm waiting for the official play-by-play to tell me.
48.
48-yard punt. Yep. Well, another big drive for the defense, given the field position.
Notre Dame only with 90 yards of offense.
And by the way, they're what, 30 yards from being able to kick a field goal right here?
Now, I say that Georgia has 148, so it's not like it's...
No, offense is minimal here. That's a heck of a job by Dan right there.
Yeah.
To take on the block and one hand make him kind of fall. I don't know how he came down from that, but that's very good.
I'm a bit surprised Leonard didn't keep that.
That was the first kind of power read type a la Georgia Tech that we've seen.
See how much of a play clock they use here.
Short.
It's a good catch.
Yeah, good. I mean, it's solid defense, but short.
Yep.
Got 3rd and 1, Coach. They ran a jet. They ran a jet play, and then they just beat Aguero to the inside on a tough deal.
Now they're showing lacrosse superstars.
The guy was a lacrosse player, right?
Yeah, phase on. Two-minute. So when they take a break at halftime, we do the same. I'll pop up the stat sheet on here so you won't have to refresh the link or anything like that. You can stick with us and come back for the second half of Georgia versus Notre Dame here in the Sugar Bowl, brought to you by Morris and Dean, Athens Ford, Red and Black Sports Water, Bulldog Snacks, My BLS, and Yingling Flight.
How many yards rushing does ETN have? About 25 or so?
8 carries for 30 yards. Justin Farmer with a super chat says Mike Bobo's play calling will either win the game for us or lose the game for us. So far, not living up to expectations. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do with who you got. So I would have thought we'd have blocked them better than this, wouldn't you, Brent?
I thought so too. I thought you could have been. I thought they were going to be able to run the ball quite consistently, but I mean, they really haven't tried a whole heck of a lot.
What did we run on 2nd and 3 down there? Is that when we?
That's when Gunner after Etienne's run, Gunner did when they went tempo and Gunner kept it on his own on a read play. Well, in terms of close games, every college football playoff game had at least 16-point. I think it was 16-point margin. At least
At some point in the game?
At some point in the game.
I don't know if either of these teams will score 16.
This one might not get to 16 points.
Maybe in the total.
I mean,
these are two of the best defenses in the country, for sure.
it's also one of those things where you think either of these teams moving forward, you got to be able to, like, Penn State can score.
I would like either of these teams matched up against.
I do. I agree.
Penn State.
But you still got to be able to do something offensively here. Georgia playing man. QB power.
Hard to stop for a yard there.
It's incredibly. It's the best short yardage play in football. Extra blocker as the back, and you just go straight ahead.
We're going to throw an out route to slot receiver here.
That first down really allows Notre Dame to dictate the clock the rest of the half.
I don't know why he gets up on man coverage like this.
Out quick, QB. Ooh.
Man under, it kills you. Can't play the quarterback. I mean,
Yep.
that's
So anytime they throw toward Everett's side, I'm surprised.
I agree. It'd have been nice if Notre Dame only had like 30 seconds to work with right here as opposed to minute 14.
we need a sack.
In the worst sack or holding in the worst way. However you can find it.
Quarterback run.
This looks like QB power. Like you said, Coach. Yep.
They know who to throw it to. I mean, linebacker on the guy, man. We won't play too deep zone. We won't play zone.
He's short of the first down. I don't know why if they give it to him.
They may have gave it to him. They did.
There you
There's
go,
your
Coach.
sack.
There you go, Coach. Bring pressure.
Allen and Munden up the middle.
They'll probably call a timeout there.
Double linebacker blitz. Bring 6. Cross dog.
CJ destroyed that back.
They run that better than anybody in college football. Year in, game out, year in, year out. Like, since Kirby's been there.
Who called timeout there?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame did.
I mean, why didn't he take it off?
They just haven't updated the graphic yet. Now they're doing it.
Like to see him dislodge the ball, scoop and score.
That would also be a great play.
Now, they shouldn't be able to get points off of this.
Again, Coach, the quarterback run game here is and draw or just scramble, any sort of thing like that. You got to have somebody with eyes on.
Is Jalen going to spy?
Got to get 6 yards for field goal, right?
In the range. Here it is, power. That would have been
Probably running
gone
again,
the exact
right?
same call. I would do this exact same thing for them if I'm them.
Is that McLeod having to come off the field 94?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he may have been coming off anyway, but I saw his helmet off.
Did someone stop the clock? I don't understand that.
Yeah, you don't stop because someone's helmet came off. So when
Okay.
the helmet comes off under 2 minutes, I guess, it can be
Yeah.
a 10-second runoff.
I guess.
New one to me.
What was the infraction on Notre Dame?
What Georgia players?
They stopped the clock because McLeod's helmet
Yeah,
came
but
off.
it would have been a running clock except for the stopping
He
for the
says
clock. Yeah, okay.
starting the play. By the way, here it comes again. It's the same play. Nope, throwing it now.
Incomplete pass.
That looked like he caught that.
I'm guessing they're saying that he trapped it against the ground.
Incomplete right there is actually better.
This guy here is having out of body experience kicking though.
The dome. It's nice and comfortable. 70 degrees.
Come on, Dan Jackson, block it.
This one's a little further.
Black cat, black cat, black cat. Good timeout, Kirby.
Your lip reader, Dane? I was trying to
I didn't have my eyes on it.
see what Freeman was saying right there. Hey, here's the thing they filmed in Sanford Stadium. Chad Powers.
Yeah, there was a slight clip there of it. Coach, what's your view on icing kickers? Is it something you like to do?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, one time, you can't do it but once anymore. But in this case, this guy here's been so bad all year. He's all of a sudden having an out-of-body experience against us.
With it being a longer kick, field position for Georgia would be pretty solid with a miss.
Nailed it.
Right in the hands.
So bad. How many rushing yards has Riley got now? About 70, 60?
50.
50. 6 for 50.
If it's sack adjusted, then it's probably closer to 60.
Yeah. Because there is 115. It's probably more like 75.
Zach
70.
scored a Texas game at halftime, right?
Yes, that is correct. Down 6-3.
They completed one pass and went 40 yards on us there. Or 25. How far did they got it on, what, to 38? Transfer from South Carolina.
And they've been kicking it out of the end zone, so you're not going to get a chance to, likely not going to get a chance to cash his on the field
Yeah.
to return it.
I wonder if it was his wrist. I thought that could have been the play card, though.
I will say this definitely feels like a handoff on first down, and if you get something, then you roll. If not, you roll into the half.
Just don't want to throw an interception or something.
Well, just it's you got just you want the first play to always get you started.
He had 1 for 6 since the 7-7 start.
Oh, there's the ball's loose. Hey, jeez. Was that Freeland getting beat again?
I think so.
Why would you do that? Roll him out, anything. You put your team at risk.
Oh, that's just a whip right there.
That's a poor decision there.
Unfortunately.
You can't win the game at halftime, but you can lose it with a play like that. Let him roll out and do anything.
Well, and Brent, we had mentioned the amount of injuries that Notre Dame's had at edge this year. Like, this is not the elite of the elite edge rushers. They're fast, but they're not big.
And made a big play right there, though. This is a whole other world. This is game changing.
It's quarterback sprint out.
He pulled it and threw the touchdown.
Who's going to make mistakes? That's 2 turnovers now.
Yep.
They've taken advantage. And by the way, they get the ball.
Who was the corner there? 6?
Yeah, it was 6 on him.
I just of all the things we could have done there, that was not real smart. Maybe go with Ernest Green over there. Yeah.
Well, down 10. Maybe this time just take a knee and let's go to the half.
How can a guy get inside you if you're the corner up there? Oh, man.
Yep, that was a big one. 2 plays completely changed the complexion of the game.
That and that drive they had.
So think about Georgia's last 2 possessions. 4 straight throws. What was it, 3-11 or something? 3-10, 3-11 when they got the ball?
You mean when they threw the ball lucky in him? Yeah.
Yep. 3 straight throws, no clock movement. They go down and get a field goal, and then you throw it again, and then done.
Our body language is terrible.
Notre Dame 135 total yards, Georgia 136 total yards, the 2 turnovers.
Yep. It should be 6-6.
And now, if you account with sacks in the rushing stats, Georgia only has 6 yards rushing. If you take that away and sack adjusted, it's 38 yards rushing, but Notre Dame is 86.
Truss at left tackle, Green at right tackle, by the way.
He's not going to fuss. He's not going to fall on the ball here.
I guess see if you can break a run. Going to take it in half now, right?
Just think about where you were if that's your play previously. Ooh, oh gosh.
All right, we're going to take a break, and everybody needs to go.
There's one more potential play. Are they taking a shot just to take it? All right.
That's scary.
All right, it's halftime score. Notre Dame 13, Georgia 3. We're going to take a break as well and be back here for the second half of Georgia and Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. You don't have to refresh the link. We'll stick with you here. See you in the second half. All right, we are back on the UGA Sports Watch Along Show with the head coach Jim Donnan. Georgia trailing 13-3. Notre Dame gets the ball here at the beginning of the third quarter. Coach, a lot of worries to go around. What caught your eye there as we kind of had a few minutes at halftime to ponder over that first half?
Yeah, on defense, we got to do something about the quarterback runs. I mean, just sustaining drives and making plays, and then also hopefully create a few more lost yardage plays. And then offensively, stay with the run a little bit longer on second down. I mean, we've caught a couple passes on second and 3 or 4, but maybe run it 2 or 3 times in a row, and then find some way to block pass protection on the left side. Looked like they moved Truss over there. I don't know he'll be the answer, but I'll be for more movement by the quarterback, more rollouts, more bootlegs, things like that. And, you can't play like rush up and try to score twice. You got to score once first. So, you're a confident team going into this game. You've had some about as bad as you could play in a lot of areas, but maybe you can start playing better. What do you think, Brent?
It's one where they've been here before. They've pretty well stunk in the first half of a lot of games this year. So, hey, boys, we've been here before. It's time to just go give it our best here. And
there's a return kickoff.
Yeah, the hard part is, that's not the best way to do it because that's going to the house.
Unbelievable.
Never mind any of that stuff. You know how we talked about that 16-point thing? We just hit it every game.
Who was that?
Couple misses, but by the way, when you can punt it through the end zone, do it every time.
You mean
Cast,
kickoff?
mesh,
Yeah, kickoff.
Wow.
I mean, you just don't see that against Georgia hardly ever.
When's the last time that happened? They'll probably put that on TV.
I can't even recall. Yeah, all that stuff we just said.
Cash Jones missed the tackle.
And then everybody got bunched up.
Georgia usually boots it through the end zone.
I got nothing.
I don't know if he missed it or what. He got 17 points in 54 seconds.
That is not optimal. Now it's about, like you said, Coach, with Truss potentially at left tackle and Green at right tackle, you got to protect because you're going to have to throw the ball. Though,
like Coach said, you got to go score. So,
well, but this drive is not a panic drive. This is I'm just going to run my offense drive, I think, because
exactly
you got so much time.
It made it a little difficult, though.
Yes, it makes
Gimme.
that makes it. By the way, 2 turnovers, special teams touchdowns, hasn't missed a field goal.
Florida game that year where we scored all there at the end of the first half, and
they boot it into the end zone. And Georgia's going to return it.
Evans says, all right, I'll take my chance. That's ideally what Georgia wanted to happen, but it did not.
So Notre Dame has 20 points and 135 yards. Georgia has 152 yards and 3 points.
Freeman feeling pretty good right there. He should. His team's playing well.
jet sweep.
Under center, jet sweep. You got to give it sometimes. That he's not getting up very quickly though.
What are you getting first down though, didn't he?
Yes. Got like 13, 12.
Throw it on 29 up there.
Lucky in motion.
Screen.
Good job, Truss. Flattened that dude, but everybody else is there. And now it kind of created a pile.
See, I'm a bit surprised that's not Ernest Green out there. I don't know his.
Ernest is playing right tackle.
Yeah.
I guess he's been repping there more, but he's
Yeah.
been left tackle most of the year. So that should be PI, right?
I mean, they're both hand fighting, but when the receiver goes up and he can't, that usually to me generates the call.
He's got grabbing his jersey.
Like,
Yeah, that should be PI for sure.
That was 29 again, right?
yeah, you got it. I think McElroy made a good point there. If the throw's a little closer.
Have Evans on 29 now.
Like you said, Coach, 2nd and 8, you take a shot right there. Now
We'll
you're
get
now
a
you're putting
delay
yourself
game penalty here.
just yep.
Did they call the timeout?
Yes. This is Freeman's very much sensing that they can step on the throat right here. Coach, you know who I can always ask whether or not it's a penalty? My younger son.
Is he good at it?
He doesn't miss anything because he refs flag football games during the fall. So now he's watching the game. There's not a penalty on the field that he doesn't miss.
Well, I think that was a penalty. This is what we got to stay out of here.
Third and long.
A lot of upset folks in the chat wanting that to be pass interference. I agree with you all. I think we all do.
The receiver's got to be able to go up and make a play. But it's one of those things, especially in college football. DBs have gotten to the point where they know how to where the tug points are, where they can grab, because they're allowed to be so physical. Whereas the NFL, you touch them, the flag's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, they got a different ruling, too. After 5 yards, you can't.
The contact piece of it.
Man, things that never happened to us. Turn it over at the end of the half, and the field goes 100 yards on a kickoff return.
Well, you think coming into the game, hey, who's going to be the more buttoned up team, not commit self-inflicted wounds? Both teams are pretty good at it, but
Yeah.
Usually in the bigger games, that's been Georgia's calling card, at least not necessarily this season, but in bigger games. Not today. Notre Dame's made both field goals after kids come in 50%. He's made both.
Georgia's going to need some of these skill players to do some special stuff to get back into this.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily been the strength of the team this year.
You got to have some explosive plays. I mean, we're making too many mistakes to drive the ball. And they're playing loosey-goosey, too.
3rd and 8. Need a big play.
It feels this way, and yet there's still so much time on the clock.
Yes.
Like, a lot can happen here, and we saw that with Arizona State and Texas yesterday as well.
I mean, I was like, when Texas got up 24-8, I thought that thing was done. Like, dagger. And Arizona State was also
yardage-wise,
yardage-wise dominating the game for the most part. Texas had just made the plays.
Cass Jones back in there at running back, so we saw him go out earlier. Saw him on kickoff as well.
Humphrey's out here on this guy. Turn it up, Cash. Was that a predetermined rollout, or he just?
No, I think he just had to.
Looked like they rushed on little truss again.
I think you don't want to, when it's tipping on the edge, you don't want to give it a little nudge by going for it right here with this much time.
Didn't Oregon have one of those against
Ohio State?
Yeah. Ooh.
Coach, didn't you say Thorson had another year eligibility?
Yeah. This guy's a good
the
punter.
the NIL might.
This is his first time kicking. He's a better punter than this.
Oh yeah, you can't expect greatness in this kind of setting for him. I will say though, with kicking, you would think there's such an element of muscle memory to that. You do that's literally all you do is kick. So.
Notre Dame with 15 rushing attempts, 15 passing attempts. So it's been very balanced to this point.
How do you change defensively, especially when Notre Dame spreads you out? The backside, good play.
They've done a great job on Love. He hasn't gotten going in this game, and he's one of the best running backs in the country.
Strip sack.
Probably run the quarterback.
Amari Carmichael says they're just going to run the clock down. I don't think you can play that way just yet.
I mean,
if it was fourth quarter, I may agree with you.
You're still playing the game right now. Brinson, early win.
Stackhouse.
Brinson doing a lot of winning.
They just knock it down or what?
Yeah, Stack
knocked it down.
Stack knocked it down.
There's going to be a little check down to Love.
Oh, empty. Switch to a zone. They're going QB power. Ooh.
10 was in the backfield immediately.
So many teams do that now. When you get the motion coming, that the backside edge with that motion away just goes hardcore, which, by the way, I think 88 he was the target there trying to slip out. They weren't going to block him, but when you get that jet motion across that backside corner, sometimes backside slot, whatever that is, just fires.
Maybe we get a punt return here.
It takes one. You got one play somewhere to flips the energy of the game. Get going then.
All right, that's positive. Good field position. Georgia's defense has played solid in this game.
Other than a few QB runs.
A couple explosive QB runs.
I got that.
So think about Georgia's yardage in this game, though, Dayne. Total yards of, what is it?
172.
172. 67 of that is Arian's long pass.
Yep.
So you're about 100 yards of offense, basically, which is not optimal.
This was the question I had coming into this game, Brent, was could Georgia establish a running game, something that it really hasn't done a whole lot of this season? And I think the second half against Texas, when Gunnar Stockton came in, you saw some positive signs.
Right, very much so.
I think most people on its face would say it's harder to run on Texas than it is Notre Dame. That's proving not to be true for Georgia. And somewhat of the scoreboard is dictating this right now, that you're probably not going to be able to sit there and, be okay with 3 and 4 yard carries.
I think because of the QB element here and the fact that you're not necessarily winning consistently against man coverage, you're winning sometimes, but not consistently.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to be okay with, and if you do run the ball, fine, but just go tempo off of that running game. That way it's not completely, you're not just getting a defense that's pinning its ears back and coming at you.
Georgia is winning time of possession 18 minutes and 20 seconds to 14:52.
I think we made 1 first down since this first quarter. That one on that jet sweep, maybe.
Georgia has 10 first downs in the game. Notre Dame has 8 first downs. So Notre Dame is winning this game.
Kind of like Georgia used to.
Yeah,
Three plays.
Couple offensive plays. But other than that, it's been
kick return, touchdown after strip sack, 3 plays. 14 points in those 3 plays. I'm trying to remember the last time I went to New Orleans.
Love that city.
Been about a decade maybe for me.
I hate
since
that
I've been
it's
there.
had to deal with what it's dealt with this week.
Coach, I was talking about, like, you can't abandon the running game, but if you do, just go tempo. Run it with tempo.
Good idea.
I mean, there's 12 minutes left in the third quarter. One big play, game gets completely flipped.
Oh, my gosh.
Went right off his shoulder pads, didn't it? Good throw. You talk about, that's one guy you wouldn't expect to drop it. Looked like he didn't know how to use his hands there. Up and then back.
That was a catch. That was a heck of a catch.
It's a good throw. Let's go get him.
Coach, you asked the last time a team returned a kick against Georgia for a touchdown, Georgia Tech in 2018.
I knew you'd get it.
Jed May got it.
Why would you take him out? How would this be?
Cash is in right here. You got something cooking right here in terms of trick playish stuff. Nope, just a little handoff.
Where was Cash?
He faked the jet. He was slot. Usually recently that's been that Phillips kid. It's been there for that.
Freeling's back in there.
Yeah, you're definitely 4 down territory.
Even a field goal would be good.
Yeah, any positive mojo.
We need 3 scores.
Great play from him. Great job. Get inside.
Yeah, he kind of ran toward the defender.
Yeah. That's a heck of a job by Stockton, Coach.
Yep.
Because that pressure was instantly on him in his face for some reason. They were trying to fake the screen and hit the wheel.
All right, so now it's Freeling at left, Green at right, Truss on the sideline.
Throw the fade on 29 down there.
Leak. Tight end leak.
Cash
will catch that daggone thing, Coach. Back tempo.
Backside of the backfield.
That was like we've seen this play from them consistently over the years. This is James Cook versus Michigan. When you play so much man, you got to account for all of them. By the way, was your heart skipping a beat right there, Coach, when as that ball got to him? Because it wasn't like the cleanest catch in the world.
He's good. You know, I mean, that was a big series for us.
Hey, 9.5 minutes to go. New ball game.
Let's go to a reliable pass catcher.
I mean, did you see?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like, I will say so many of these guys, they want to go thumbs together in that, like here to catch that ball versus pinkies together. And it just makes, I think a lot of times it makes it harder. But hey, we might have a ball game here. Let's go.
Set up first by the 3 and out the defense forced.
And, you know, Tennessee game, Dane. Who made the contested catch?
Cash?
No.
You?
Early in the game, right before Beck's run where he got hit, we looked at it and was like, hey, this was the jump start when they got the free play, contested catch over the middle field against Tennessee. See if anybody in the chat remembers.
All right, chat.
Chat, let's go. Contested catch right before Beck got hit on the run against Tennessee. Who made the contested catch? Because it's the same guy that made the contested catch right there. Dom Lovett.
Dom Lovett.
Like, that catch against Tennessee was a jump starter. That catch right there, like, you got to just make plays. Just find ways to make plays. By the way, you know who else is probably sitting there thinking, I can do this? Those 4 or 5, I think it's at least 4 of the freshmen signees, recruits at receiver, are at the game.
Super chat from G.A. Dog. We have found our quarterback one for the future.
I mean,
I'm not quite there with you yet, but that was a great play. He's a gamer, that's for sure.
he's played well. Other than a few like feel things, you know, clock in the head kind of things, he's played really well, thrown the ball well. One ball behind behind Lovett.
How many completions does he have? Like,
That's probably like 13 now, 13 or 14.
14 of 21,
Yeah.
209. I mean, you saw you even commented on the video of Freeman just kind of swaggering over there, Brent. Like, the confidence may be shifting the other way.
That's always one of those where there's a lot of game left to be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm a coach, I'm like this until I know without a shadow of a doubt, there's no shot. Those are kind of those bad omen things.
he kicked it short again.
Oh, nope.
Sure would be nice to get an easy turnover here. I would really like our position if they hadn't returned that kickoff.
Yeah.
But you got to think you could score twice.
Look at Wilson.
You know, the main thing this does, Brent, is when Notre Dame played Indiana and Indiana could not generate offense, Notre Dame changed its entire game plan.
They sat on it.
And parked the bus.
Yes, 100%.
And Indiana had no answers for it. Well, Georgia just had an answer.
Yeah. And by the way, after that answer, their first play straight drop back. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
RPO, QB keep.
Oh, he's
He got more than he should have,
I mean,
actually.
the fact that he got 3 out of that.
One or two. He's got 2, probably.
Guaranteed they're not going to drop back here after the last 3 protections.
I think you're seeing QB power, QB draw. It's coming right downhill. The governor is off in terms of if you're the offensive coordinator. There is no governor on Riley Leonard rushing attempts the rest of this game.
Got to get a little tighter on the slot up there.
I think that's a waiting till they shift and relax.
Jesus.
Went zone.
Somebody got a collision, the guy.
On third and, what was it, 4 or 5?
5.
Maybe 6. I don't know. But,
Just went and sat.
I mean, nobody at the sticks. No defender at the sticks. Uh-oh. Dan Jackson took a horrible angle right there.
It's going to be a hold. Or that flag was stolen, it's either a hold or face mask, right?
I would assume hold.
Hope it is.
The way Michael Williams' jersey looks.
We got a face mask.
That was a very not good angle by Jackson.
Can't believe how big that was.
Oh, yeah. That may be worth 2 holding penalties. 1 for each hand.
So where are they putting the ball? Should be like 1st and 18, I think.
Do they not know?
1st and 14, 15.
Spotted a foul, I guess.
There's an element of this game which, like, press man, dare him to beat you over the top. Everybody else, eyes on the QB and the running back. It's not quite to that point yet, but it's getting there.
Good tackle.
Yeah, that was one of the things watching. Scadaboo, by the way, eventually wore down. I think Texas defense got worn down because they were on the field so much and their offense stunk. But with Scadaboo and Genty, as great as they weren't used to playing against teams whose DBs could tackle. Like Penn State was tackling them. All the second level players were at least hitting them hard and being physical with them, and that was something they weren't used to. Like Georgia's second level hits, tackles. Yeah, you gotta just
Hit him.
Yeah, they're getting all up in his face now.
It's time to push the pedal to the metal defensively, I think. I mean, look at what Jalen Walker did.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's not like they got Jeremiah Smith and Tate and Egbuka. Like, you can cover these guys man to man.
Would they just run a draw here?
Everybody but 7.
This feels like got a tackle and didn't. I mean, they're going to go for this now. This is QB power. Go for it.
Should punt it.
Would they sneak it?
No, this is QB power.
Michael Williams down.
Got to make the tackle, man.
Yep.
Cramp.
That's not playing for a couple of weeks sometimes.
Well, I'd say this is a pretty important play, Dane.
And there's still a quarter and a half left of this game.
Amazingly, that, you know. And where are we at, like, total yardage now, Notre Dame wise?
172.
Yeah.
You know, Georgia hasn't really generated a running game. Notre Dame hasn't done with running backs either.
I will say, if I'm the offensive coordinator and I see that the defense is getting more aggressive and I can't block them, if I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what do I want them to – what would I really like them to do now? I'd like for them to just rush 4. And they just rushed 4 on third down. It looked like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you know, what we saw against Indiana is that when they were getting aggressive in the box, you would have Riley Leonard do these little 4-yard little dump offs to a tight end that just sat right there, almost where like a QB spy would be sitting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much of that in this game. I think that's a size and speed difference.
Well, they're either going to try to draw us off sides or they're going to run that
QB power.
If I was them, I'd punt. I mean, you still got to score twice on you. They've hurt us on the crossing routes 3 times now.
And that one was like just angles on the tackling as much as anything.
Ball's right at midfield.
If they are in a tight formation, this is, to me, screams for a corner blitz, something, fire off the edge to create some level of confusion quickly. Because one of the things with Leonard in the power game is he waits. He takes like a second and lets the blocking develop to decide where to go. You can't give him time to see that. Backside, back to QB, right there, stuffed.
We had him.
Stuffed. Short. Did he reach for it, Coach?
No, he didn't make it.
That spot.
I think he reached for it because he was sitting on Dan. I think he's either gonna miss that, he's gonna get that by like a nose. Oh my gosh, that's so close.
They're going to bring the chains, aren't they?
The spot is so interesting here.
See if any knees are down.
It's because he's sitting. Oh, they gave him the half yard. They need to review that. He's on the ground
there,
and then he puts it out, and they put that ball should be a half yard back.
Review it.
It's short though, I think. The game of inches, Coach. Cliche to the nth degree.
He's short.
Oh wow, 3 inches. 2 maybe.
Should have been more.
Yes, I agree. It should have been more. That was a generous spot.
Stackhouse was in the backfield instantly there.
Yes, and that's what blew up the play. Power read, no puller though. No.
That's why.
If you're going to go for that, how do you not run your QB power play with a lead blocker? Wow. Georgia takes advantage big time of that right there. All right, Coach, are you shot playing it right here? Sudden change, shot play?
Yeah, you might think about it, but at the same time, you got 4 downs on here. Let's get back to the game plan, ETN.
Players, not plays.
There he is.
Got 2 guys standing there for him.
So Freeling at left tackle, Ernest Green at right tackle.
That's what it was on the previous drive as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him roll out. Trying to work on Bell on that safety one time.
That's
safety blitz. Keep going, Gunner.
north south. There you go. Good.
Could have made more than that.
When they've protected him, they're winning down the field for the most part. 2 downs to get this. He didn't get just his helmet knocked off there, Sean. He got knocked into a different atmosphere.
Cash.
That's not it. I guess they thought they'd fake him out with Cash running. Is he going to punt?
Cash still in the field.
Humphrey's going in motion.
Left guard moved. Fairchild.
Gee, buddy, Christmas. You got to punt it now. Right guard did it once, and now the left guard.
Yep, punting now.
I don't blame him.
That was a big miss of a drive. Like you got to get 3 there, at least.
Drill one here.
Is that the defense first? That's reactionary, right? In the NFL, they usually call that on the defense.
Talk him into it. Who's going to call it?
Got out the shades, Coach. Yeah. Ooh. Now do we...
You trot him back out there?
Yeah.
Offense back out there. All right, offense.
Don't run the same play you ran before.
Dueling penalties.
Get your best players on the field, Coley.
This time they do, Coach. I feel a jet sweep to Dylan Bell right here, Coach.
You don't have to do it from
Nope, this is a throw.
we end up throwing it to 4.
He did catch it.
Short of the line to gain.
Yep.
God, roll him out, Mike. This pressure's killing us, both teams. Where'd it come from? Let's see.
You got another ring of pressure at least. That's for sure.
Roll him out.
QB power. See, he's just like, okay, you guys do whatever. I'm just going to kind of chill, Le'Veon Bell style, and get yardage. He just hurt his own player.
Stop the clock.
Georgia with 243 total yards. Notre Dame 178.
What was the first play on that? We ran the quarterback scramble on the second. What was the first play?
ETN.
Yeah. ETN or 32?
No, that's right. It was Cash, I think. No, it wasn't the first down play. First down was ETN for a yard.
So Aguero's Gimpy too.
Malachi Star Bolden.
Here comes the QB again. It's getting to the engage 8 time. For any of those you play Madden.
To the what?
Engage 8. That's the
Load the box and bring the
that's
pressure.
the call to bring the house on Madden.
Let's see how much of the play clock Notre Dame.
Now is the
Eats
time to
up.
start using it
Because
if you're them.
you begin to think that way with it still being a 2-possession game.
Clip.
I mean, you're there. The dude just outran you.
3rd and short. What do you think they're going to do?
Just second down.
Yeah, second down here.
No, 2nd and short.
Like
What do you think they're going to do?
Like
twice?
you're right there. Like you're right there, and then he just boom outruns you.
Got to make a tackle.
That was a lot of like you slap, then I'll slap.
Just throwing your helmet at somebody instead of trying to wrap up.
He's trying to punch. He's trying to get to where he can punch the ball.
Oh, it did
Yeah.
shuffle a little bit. I was saying before that, the
Yeah.
first contact at the line of scrimmage.
Come on, Malachi.
I mean,
Get him down.
That was not played well by him.
It's into that quarter.
Yep. Down 10.
Field goal range again.
They're not going to snap this. Why would they? Just want to see what they're in. All right, we go to the 4th quarter. Georgia had opportunities there in the 3rd. Clawed back a little bit. But that kickoff return was killer. Notre Dame up to 118 yards rushing. Only 85 yards passing.
Time of the possession? Feels like it's about equal.
Yeah, Georgia 23-12, Notre Dame 21-48.
Give touchdowns to them.
Georgia's run 46 plays, Notre Dame 45.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 13-10 right now is even with the kick return, 13-10. Like,
yeah,
either way, give them the kick return and take away the other one. Like whatever, but
that play will go down and one of the bad ones in history.
The strip sack, coach.
Yeah,
yeah. I think you
the call of it.
Yes, I think you are correct on that.
He'd already done it once before.
We're going to have to do something that you haven't seen a lot of from Notre Dame, and that's turn them over. And the thing is their quarterback is not forcing the ball at all. He'll pump it, take it down. He'll take 2 yards. He'll take the sack. He's not forcing the ball. So you have to now pressure and create it.
Even if you can stop them to 3 here, if you can score on the next, you get it down to a 1-possession game. That's what has to happen. Get them to feel a little tight. But as long as it's 2 possessions.
Well, it's 10 now.
Yeah, but even.
It's 2 possessions if they score.
Yes.
I'm saying if it goes field goal and then Georgia comes back with a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I love the optimism.
I'm
on the offense, you have to, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to score somehow.
They're not only going to get some points here, they're going to use 2 or 3 minutes on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirby calling for a turnover.
I mean, first quarter worked out well when Notre Dame was going this way. So
yeah.
This is the big time players in big time games make big time plays kind of cliche.
Amazing they didn't run the ball.
Both for yardage and for time.
I think they're about to right here, though.
With the QB?
Well, the thing is Price is showing that his speed is different. Well, he's not in the game, though. But, yeah, if 20's in the game, I feel very confident. It's either QB or we're finding 6 versus 7 matchup. No, you got 6 on 6 right now. Good tackle by KJ Bolden right there.
The tackle.
Got to take the points if you're. Well, he was 50% coming, a little more than 50% coming in the game.
Maybe we can block it.
Are they going? Oh, yeah, he's going for it.
I'm a little surprised by this, but I'm guessing they have an analytics chart and they're just going by it.
I had to call a timeout, probably.
He's going to run. Nope. Oh, look at that. 6 beat 7.
Maybe they had a man
Flag.
Yep.
holding on 7.
Illegal shift.
Because I think the tight end was moving to get on the line of scrimmage as he went inside. See, the tight end wasn't set yet, and then he goes. Can't have 2 in motion at the same time. So speaking of analytics, Dane, Notre Dame before the season hired one of PFF's lead college guys.
Let's get a block here.
Ooh, he snuck it in, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Little sidewinder, like. Well, the door is open to win by 1.
Did it doink?
No, snuck in.
A little knuckleball up there.
Most points Notre. I think once they got to 20, it was the most they'd ever scored against Georgia, and now it's obviously a little more.
One offensive touchdown for Notre Dame. Then you have 23 points.
Yep.
Kick one short one time, Jeter. We worked so hard on this. Pay some dividends.
I will say it's amazing how no matter who wins the game, the disadvantage they have from the time aspect for the next game.
Hey, shorter rest has helped every team, right?
I mean, seemingly, yeah. But
Matt Austin saying that the tight end was set and it shouldn't have been a penalty.
I mean,
Doesn't matter now.
yep.
First down. Good catch.
That's a. By the way, the timing of that was a great job by, I think it was ETN that picked up the edge guy.
Three did.
Or was it Frazier? It's Frazier. They look so much alike. But yeah, because that's by the way, that's the play that Texas scored on Georgia against.
Going under center.
Reverse pass. Nope, just fake it.
Turn it up.
Get upfield.
Big play for Frazier.
I like the misdirection action with faking the reverse there to Arian.
28 yards.
That's definitely the biggest run play of the game, right?
Yeah, that's his third carry.
Good job of Humphreys.
Make him miss you. It's a good job.
Hey, when in doubt, hit him in the chest.
Keep him in there.
Give him a wiggle, hit him in the chest. I like the tempo. They're playing with. On the line of scrimmage 4. There you go.
First down. Still plenty of time.
Well, Dane, you might be a little prophetic here. We got to get it in, though.
It was all about holding to a field goal just so you could maximize possessions. You just don't get many.
He's wanting the ball on the other side.
Attacking 29 again.
Watts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big time. That's one of the best players in the country.
Blitz. Good pickup. Screen. Get it. 44 played that well. Otherwise, if 44 doesn't play that well, that's a good call. Or a big play.
We're at 3rd and 12.
Yep. 3rd and 13.
We're in trouble.
2 down territory. Because you can't kick. Kicking does you no good.
They pressure.
Dropped it.
Unbelievable. Did he drop it or did he knock it out?
I think it was dropped, Coach.
Stockton stood in there tough. Delivered a good ball.
Yep. You got to protect here because you got to get past the sticks.
You're going to bail.
Left tackle got beat again. Face guard penalty. Yep. Underthrown ball. PI. Undefeated.
Needed that one.
I think he got hit a little bit as he. I think I could read his lips right there.
I mean, that's a common call. I don't think Marcus says too much to be upset about. Turn the head around, right?
I will say, I would have liked to. If you really want to sell that, you try to come back a little bit more if you're lucky, but still worked out.
Kirby said, "Got him." I read that lip.
That's something.
Let's get that toss going again. What we call a timeout?
I think Notre Dame called it.
He has a very odd, what's going on look on his face.
Why are they taking a break? I don't know.
I like to see us run the ball in the red zone there. First down.
How many penalties is that now?
They've got 73 yards in penalties.
Yep.
Georgia has 30.
If I don't keep stretching, I want to. Oh, man, here.
Well, it's 4 down territory. Field goal does nothing. So like Coach said, I think at least first or second down, you've got to see what you can get in the running game here.
I mean, Frazier has the electricity, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, the way his feet shuffle. Or do you go back to an Arian Smith sweep of some kind?
You got to get north-south here. You've had too many lost yardage plays. I'm sure the chat has a very good feel and play call right here. First down play call. though, what have we not seen that we saw against Texas, especially in the red zone? We've not seen the design quarterback draw.
We really haven't seen much QB run action for Georgia at all.
One. I mean, he's kept a couple, and it's one of those where you think. I thought if he had a lot of rushing carries, like if he got to 10 rushing carries, like true rushing attempts, it would be because of him pulling the ball down and running when the throw game wasn't there. But when he's your guy, and right now the guy who would have to come up on the field is as your third string guy that's a true freshman, like, you're not going to put your QB at risk a ton.
You ask what the chat would call here. We've got a fake toss throwback touchdown.
All right, let's go.
We've got annexation of Puerto Rico. Naked bootleg.
Coach, we're talking about how this is 4-down territory. Field goal does no good. So first or second down, getting some sort of north-south running game here seems very logical.
Yeah, that's why I said first down run, but I wouldn't mind going back to one of the jet sweeps. See if they can catch up with us speed-wise. Got Humphreys in there. And two.
Tuggle's in the game right now.
Oh, shit.
They're going jump ball to him, maybe. That's there if you want it. Yep.
Went to a guy that was in the portal since the last game, right?
Yeah.
And he came back out.
See, I think anymore, unless you're Colby Young and you have a defined physical advantage there, I'd rather throw that ball try to throw it over top the DB, because the DB is almost anticipating. There's your QB counter.
Yep.
North-south run. Ooh, that was a hit. But throw that thing past the DB, because the DB, all these guys anymore, they just want to fight, and they're assuming that it's a jump ball type situation. That's big for them. Look at the brace he has on his ankle.
We can make a first down, can we?
Yes.
3rd and 7.
I felt like it should be.
I just don't know about it. First down throw to a freshman. I guess he's the tallest guy we got.
I thought he got more than 3 yards, though.
Andrew says we need a rule for these fake injuries. I'm not sure this one was fake.
No, that didn't look very fake. He looked like he was in pain.
The one earlier, the guy hurt his shoe, as we saw.
Yeah.
The guy did what?
His shoe came off, and then he faked an injury.
He faked the hamstring injury. And
then he put the shoe back on, came in the next play.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree as a whole that the fake injuries is ridiculous in college football, but
yes,
I don't know what you can do about it in the moment other than go pro and start finding the players.
Well, like I said, you got 2 downs to get this. Notre Dame's doing a good job of sort of spying on the QB, bringing pressure when they need to. Like, I think you're going to see pressure from them here. Because we haven't seen the true QB draw.
Pull out that Tennessee play, Bell on the halfback pass.
I mean, speaking of the halfback pass, did you see the call on 4th? By the way, that was 4th down that Arizona State called that yesterday to Scadaboo.
Yep.
He let that guy run under it, though.
Yeah, threw it up in the air. And that's actually probably the best throw to make, is the up in the air underthrow. Let the guy go get it. I mean, this would be the time to have that. I mean, the stones to call that right there. All right, who's your matchup, Coach? Who do you want?
I'd like to do something on 29, but short field, he's going to play it tighter.
I'm looking to see which tight ends are in the game because I'd like some kind of, we saw Delp earlier, maybe some kind of drag of some kind. Lucky's out there.
I don't understand I get the quick create confusion with the lineup stuff, but the huddle really, really close there.
Cash in the backfield.
The way that is.
Cash on the cross.
This feels like an option route to him.
You got to love it where you want him.
Changing the play.
Watts is thinks he's staying on him.
Was that a corner blitz or just
No?
8?
He slid the protection to the right.
You got to roll him out.
Well, it's the ball game for the most part, I think. You have to get this. Have to score. Have to get this. And they're bringing pressure.
Did he get held up or what? He just overthrew him? Or?
I don't know why it looked like he stopped or tried to tried to kind of get the flag maybe. Like, why'd he slow down?
Just keep running.
Why? Yeah. Why'd he stop? Oh.
Really bad. We threw the ball to number 2, and I guess Lucky's had him what you wanted, but
Got to have another one of those 3 and outs.
You have to
get the ball back or get the
absolutely.
turnover. I guess Love is out for the game.
Haven't seen him. For 2 on 4th down. 2 big misses on 4th down.
All right.
That's what you want. Third down.
Because every first down is essentially 2 minutes at this point.
Like, you're getting into not possible territory unless you get to stop here soon.
throw out and up on 7.
Oh.
Say Georgia's not tackled well in this game.
Yep. First down.
God knows he didn't make it. Yeah, he's out of
He's
bounds.
That's a half-yard short.
He's on the whatever the eight mean, the ball should be on the 2 yards behind the.
Yeah.
That's short by like a half
Yard.
Half yard should be.
You said earlier, game of inches.
I mean,
I thought he had him stopped for no gain.
Just make the play.
No way he doesn't punt this.
Michael still cramping.
Well, let's see what the review says.
I mean, it looked pretty evident to me that he was short by half a yard.
But of course, they're going to say stands.
Yeah, short. They reversed it.
Has to punt now. So, by the way, penalty on 4th down for Notre Dame. PI penalty. And then this. Freeman's like, come on.
Come on, Evans.
Be ready for a fake.
Be ready for him to try to get you offside, too.
That too, Coach. What in the world?
They're going to try to get it called timeout here.
Yep. That's what they're doing.
So this is late substitution.
They have to allow them to sub.
Are they just going to call a timeout? Or are they going to play this?
I say they're just going to let you.
I think they got him off sides, didn't they?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. You got to play. You got to play it now. You got to play it. Play it.
They got him off sides.
No. They did?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I didn't think anybody jumped. Wow, this is chaos. I mean,
Yeah, I think Georgia jumped.
I didn't see anybody cross the line of scrimmage, though.
Saying on Jalen Walker.
That's the game. That's planning. I didn't think he crossed the plane though. I thought he jumped, but like not be across.
It was 97.
It was more Brinson than him.
Yeah. That hand. The hand's across the line of scrimmage.
Oh, jeez.
It's 97.
Talking about how great he is making that call. I don't know why we wouldn't have called timeout.
Pointing at his watch, saying, make sure you let time run off.
I mean, I might want to consider using a timeout right here.
You mean after 3rd down?
You would have now?
I got to score. You got to score twice. It's not like you just got to score once.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you
you already got less than 3 is the thing. You already got less than 3 timeouts. So it's not like you're stopping them. Like you got to score, kick. Now, like time is your enemy. They're running this ball. There's no way they're throwing this ball. 7, where's he at? He ain't going. Nope.
shit. It's incredible. Kids had a good game. Two-hand touch.
He did two-hand touch him.
I'm talking about 7.
Yeah, I know. That's what he did. That's all he did.
You're saying he didn't do that much.
It's 2 games this year, Ole Miss, and this game we scored 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
In the red zone twice and didn't score. Fumble in that, right?
Yep.
Notre Dame with 229 total yards, Georgia 294.
And that's, I mean, outside of Ohio State's domination of Tennessee and Oregon, most all these games in the playoff, they've been lost more so than they've been won. And that's kind of, it's not taking credit away from the winning team. It's just saying the mistakes by the
No doubt.
the losing team,
Well, you
self-inflicted mistakes.
kickoff return and then that ball on the end of the half.
Yep.
I mean, like it, end of the half plays out of the way right there. You're going to tie the game. But give them credit. I mean, we didn't make any plays in the open field. Though every contested catch was we had one with number 6, but that was it. Then one had 2 interferences, one on Lucky and one on Bell. But
even right there, that chaos doesn't happen if Jackson makes the tackle for maybe he gets 1 extra yard. But because of that missed tackle, the guy gets extra 2-3 yards and makes it to where all that chaos can ensue.
what are you talking about now?
On the sideline where they respotted the ball, like that was a missed tackle.
Yeah.
Big time. You got to make the play right there.
That would have punt. That would have saved 2 minutes.
Yeah, like that's the game.
Was that Dan Jackson?
Yep. Tried to lay like this big stick versus just making the tackle.
I forgot Ole Miss plays tonight. They played Duke, Riley Leonard's old team.
Were they playing Jacksonville?
This will
Yes,
be
sir.
the Tyler, or what was his name? Simmons was on sides. Watch the receiver.
God. Now all of a sudden we can't stop them.
I think there's a little bit of give up. It seems like as much as there's just some body language. Doctor is not happy. Yeah, this is easy QB power for them. First down. I think that pretty well.
How many yards has he got? 70?
77 rushing yards for Riley Leonard.
How many did Gunner get? Because he had some lost yards.
Yeah, I mean, it shows him at minus 16. I don't know what that would be non-sack.
He's probably had about
Sack adjusted total, Georgia
15.
has 101 rushing yards, and Notre Dame won 60. All right, so Georgia will be out of timeouts. There is the 2-minute stoppage.
Yep.
But just math-wise, at this point, if you get the ball back, you're onside kicking anyway. So
You're cooked. Unfortunately, at this point.
They really disrupted us on defense.
Yep.
Pressure, I didn't think they'd pressure us like that, and I thought we could run the ball on them, but I misconstrued it.
that's been the surprising thing to me. Most of your coaches, Georgia has not established a consistent running game this season. But that wasn't an identity with Beck either.
How many yards did Etienne get?
38, I think is what it was.
38 on 11 carries.
Frazier got what?
37 on
37
4.
on 4.
So, by the way, none of the top 4 seeds or the number 1 or number 2 ranked team going in will be in the semis. Reverse. That would be the game.
There is a flag.
Oh, flag. That holding.
That's the only thing that even kept us from holding. Malachi was free rushing there. He went right around her.
That's the 10th penalty on Notre Dame. Jeez.
They're going to get it down to the 2-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame and Penn State and Miami Beach.
You know, I will say, when you think about this game in totality, the only point in the game where I thought Georgia was asserting itself was the drive that was resulted in an ETN fumble. That was the only point in the game where it was a consistent there. Outside of that, Notre Dame has basically dictated the pace and everything, the entirety of the game.
Yeah, except until this drive here, they haven't really mustered much of a drive all game. You know, I mean, we've been able to get them out, you know, with our pressure, but now they've just ran it down our throat. They just run it down our throat. Yeah, I never felt like the confidence I had going in. I never saw that after that one drive.
No.
I mean, just looked like we couldn't make a play that's there. I mean, it's been a tough year, a lot of adversity, but we got situationally beat too.
A lot of really good
Oh, yeah.
players that this will be their last moments with Georgia. Talk about Jalen Walker, who is assuredly going to go pro, be a first-round pick.
Starks, Williams.
Malachi Starks, Michael Williams.
Yeah, all three of those guys will be
is already
going
gone
early.
pro.
Yep. You know, and that was
Tate Ratledge.
in terms of how is this game different if Carson Beck is playing? Maybe the response to the blitz and handling the blitz at and the pressure at the line of scrimmage or getting the ball out quick, but without any semblance of running game, I don't really know.
Here's the thing: just the free rushers they had wouldn't make any difference.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that it's that big of a difference outside of maybe a few plays here and there
between that and some of the key drops.
Some of the really good. I mean, Gunner made a couple of good reverse pivots to get out of stuff.
Yeah.
But we never came back to throwing the ball to the back deep out of the backfield either. Didn't run another jet sweep, 11-yard gain.
When it's one of those things where in games like this where it's once you put yourself in that hole before the half, it's just that constant uphill, and you have to tip it over.
Then you get the kickoff return.
Yeah, oh yeah. Then
you've been telling your kids, "Hey, all we need, hey, this is okay, we're okay."
And then boom,
1 score, 2 scores. That guy right there is playing on something they don't sell in stores. Maybe get a bad snap.
That took a good bounce for Georgia.
Get away. Well, do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Because you kind of need one now. Oh, they got to bring up this poor kid again. I mean, I can't even coach. The blood pressure may have been an all-time high for him in that exact moment. That poor kid. You got a shot. You need a Arian against Ohio State kind of play. But they're obviously going to play quarters and keep everything front now. I mean, you just
face mask.
There was a flag.
Did they jump off sides? I think they stopped. Green I think he stopped.
Smith was offsides. Senior. What did he catch? One tonight?
Yep, the big one. The long one. That was it.
He had that, and then he had the reverse or the sweep.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Delp, give him some help.
Still a really good year for this team. Won the SEC, beat a lot of really good teams, made the college football playoff.
By the way, when was the last time? Yeah. You got to go back to, was it the game against Texas in the Sugar Bowl? Was that the last time they lost to end the season?
No.
Because you beat Florida State to end the season there, and then national championship. You beat Cincinnati. You beat Baylor that year in 19. Yeah, I think that's right. I think Wasn't that in the Sugar Bowl too? That was the Sugar Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Chat can correct me if I'm idiotic there in terms of memory. And game over.
Freeling 3 for 3. So
That's actually, in terms of story of the game, Notre Dame edge players and the pressure they created.
Yeah, so that's the first loss to end of year since the 2018 season, Brent. Good call.
This is a routine twist. I hope Bradley didn't get hurt here. See if he's got any class and falls on the ball here.
Say no timeouts. Should.
Coach, Ohio State, Texas, who you got?
I got Ohio State.
Notre Dame, Penn State, who you got?
I got to think about it a little bit.
You got Ohio State against either one?
Yeah. But
I think that's.
I think Penn State will give this team some trouble, but I mean, this team's well coached and knows what they're doing. Go shake their hands.
The thing with Penn State against this, Penn State did not handle Boise State's blitz very well.
Yeah.
How are they going to handle their blitz? This team's like that's one for that. Well,
Wasted that's for the national championship. Well, it's been a good year. Appreciate all the sponsors.
I'll shout them out one last time before we get out of here. Athens Ford, My BLS, Red and Black Sports Water, Bulldog Snacks, Morris and Dean. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. It's late in the year.
Athens Ford, you got them?
I got Athens Ford. And, Yingling Flight.
yeah.
Thanks to Leon Farmer and his team. We just appreciate the support from everybody. Our YouTube channel.
Appreciate Brent filling in here.
I mean,
Did a good job.
It's not fun coming to these when you don't win, Coach.
Yeah, not much fun tonight.
Well, only
I
one.
mean, the first one though, right? The first one that you guys ever did to this, it was a loss. So it's fun to at least do this either way. I enjoy. Hey, I get to hang out with Coach and Dayne and talk football, watch a game.
We'll have plenty of time to reflect on a season in which Georgia accomplished a lot. I hope that doesn't get lost in the frustration of the day of SEC champions, won a lot of big-time football games. If you want to overreact, you have the opportunity in the next show here on this YouTube channel with the post-game overreaction show hosted by Paul Meharry. We're going to wrap it up and get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for watching the UGA Sports Watch Along Show with Jim Donnan. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.